I figured, just had to double check.
Huh?
I figured, just had to double check.
Yeah, no, to be honest, I'm in the middle of a Battlestar run through right now, so that's been consuming my TV watching.
Totally different feel. Caitlin and I just restarted Stargate Atlantis. Well, we've never actually watched it. Jesus Christ, sorry, it keeps starting on me. Stop. Fucking, hold on 1 second. Go back and stop. Don't play. Thank you. Alright. Yeah, Stargate Atlantis is awesome, so I feel you. Feel you with your Battlestars, man.
Yeah, I just finished Farscape, too, so I'm doing, like, the sci-fi, like, transition, so Stargate would be on the list.
Oh, I gotta... I remember watching Farscape as a kid, and that's one I really want to get back into. Because of Stargate, Vala and John, Ben Browder and Claudia Black are both on the last 2 seasons of that. So yeah, man. Sorry, I'm always nervous at the start here, so it's just like zen and breathing.
No, you do you, man. You do you.
Oh, I know. Well, that's what makes it fun. Whatever you do, we will all do it together here. Oh man, because this is okay. So, well, yeah. All right, podcast and video land. All right, we got a new one for you. And if you're listening, this is Talking Tremors. Holy crap, folks! This is a bit of an experiment, but I'm actually kind of pretty excited about this. We've got someone who has no idea about Tremors the Series. Never entered it, never seen it. I mean, I've told a little bit about it, but this person's got no clue. Get ready. I got a great friend of mine. I'm so excited. There he is! Justin Edwards, everybody! Say hi, Justin!
Hi, everybody.
Hi! Oh, man. Justin and I have been friends for a while. We actually play D&D. We got to get back up and start doing that. My character is currently stuck in a black void right now.
We'll have to get you out.
I want to make a petition to Ben that I definitely got Dr. Strange Dormammu in there. Just, Dungeon Master, I've come to bargain. I've been in there a long-ass time, and it's an alternate dimension void, so, like, I want to play with the rules a little bit.
Yeah, you'll be coming back like Gandalf in the Two Towers. You
know?
Yeah. I love the reference with Gandalf in D&D, that he tells everybody to leave, and then he meets the bad guy by himself, levels up, and shows up with in the next campaign with new robes and a new staff.
I am Charcuterie the White!
That would be awesome.
Oh, it would be. So yeah, this may be a Tremors podcast, but we like to talk about everything, because that's what makes it fun. And I'm going to have Justin here. We're going to watch, if you're playing along and you're listening, we're going to watch the 4th episode of Tremors the Series, Hit and Run. Justin, you do you. I've got funny things to say. Like I said, you've never seen, this is going to be, I'm going to be halfway just like, what? Oh, how does he react? Oh, because I watched this like a whole bunch of times yesterday. Oh, it's always taking notes and questions. I got it on in the background while I do other stuff. And man, I can't spoil it because this is a pretty hardcore episode.
All right.
I thought it was more funny than it was, but this is actually, it gets pretty fucking hardcore here. So yeah, Justin, do you have anything to say before we start off here?
No, let's dive in and check this out.
All right, on the count of 3, we're going to press play on whatever device you have, folks. And 1, 2, 3. So you're going to be like, what in the fuck? No regular characters in this episode. I mean, there is, but like, that is not our focus. It's actually why I really like this episode.
Hey, I just collect $5, isn't it? You're gonna pay me back. You hear me?
One of these characters goes on a character arc actually for the whole season that I think post-traumatic graboid distress disorder would be really fun to explore.
Thing will be in box 236 at the Golden Eagle Vault.
Okay, real quick.
You go in, hand the man the key, accept the item, deliver.
Where am I supposed to be seeing this at?
Lay low for the next 2 days. Stay out of the
Where am I supposed to be streaming this myself too?
Oh, I thought you were watching along. Oh my God, that's my bad. Oh my God, I thought you could see it. Holy shit, folks. I got it. Hold on. Oh my God, I totally thought you could see it. That's my bad, man.
No, I can pull it up somewhere.
No. That's what I just. This is where always communicate, folks. Always communicate. We actually did. I just didn't even think. That's always like, oh, dumb. But yeah, if you have it, stop right now. I kind of want to leave this in. Fuck it, because it's just like I love mistakes in podcasts. But if you have it, take a minute and go grab it.
No,
And
I don't have it.
Oh, you don't have it. See, that's where like, oh shit.
Remember, I'm the Tremor noob.
No, I know. That's where I'm like, God damn it all to hell. Okay. I fucked up. No. See, I was thinking, oh my God, Jesus. Everybody else has always had the series just so we could watch along to it. So I'm just like, oh my God, that's my dumb idiot ass. No, that's the whole point too. So that's where it's like, I should have sent you a link to actually download it. Actually, in that link, it does have a download, that one that I sent you. But again, that's totally my fault.
Well, I mean, I'm not just a Tremors noob. I'm a Zoom noob. This is literally my first Zoom meeting ever. I thought you were just going to, like, pull it up on the screen and...
No, actually...
I'm living in a backwards pre-2020 era. I have not caught up yet.
See, now I'm actually, like, there's got to be... I'm trying to think of a way to do that, but... Now I'm thinking... Now it's like... This is where I got to figure out the Twitch streaming, too. That's always my next angle. Get to the actual streaming part.
Let's see what we can do here.
I'm gonna... Because I got... Like, there's a part of me that's wondering if I can't... Because I can't, like, stream it over my head, but...
Okay, so you said that you sent me a thing.
That link. The one that I showed you the episode, like, when I first sent you the message.
Mm-hmm.
It says hit and run, and if you click that, you should be able to watch it there.
Yep. I think we're in business.
Oh my God, I would love to leave this. We're doing it! We're not stopping! We're only 10 minutes in podcast land. You're gonna experience this. No, I was gonna say, I recognize that in the background. You're all good. That's fucking perfect. Oh my God.
All right, I'm rolling. We're going, right?
Yeah, hold on. Let me go back to the beginning. Oh man. Okay. Oh, that was. Oh, I just can't. Hold on, Marge. What's up?
Sunday was playing with it, then it just started making this weird noise.
What noise? What playing? What?
I don't know. The
Okay.
microphone.
Okay, and it turned off then.
Like a buzzing noise.
Yeah.
And then I turned it
Just
off.
turn it off. If that's it, do y'all need anything more? Because I'm still doing.
No, I just want to watch.
Okay, as long as you're quiet about it, we're good. We actually just messed up. This is really funny. So I didn't realize that Justin didn't have a way to actually watch it. I got to figure out how to stream it via this so other people can watch it too. That's really good. No, that's where it's like, I love that as a mistake, and I'm totally leaving it in. Because it's like, oh, yeah, always upgrading, always upgrading. The only reason I do a video part is because someone was like, oh, I actually want to see you. I was like, Jesus fucking Christ. Okay. So.
I feel like video is always better in a way.
Yeah.
Like, I'm the guy that would rather watch a movie than read a book, because seeing someone's actual reaction, I mean, you can describe it so much, but the actual picture says it's not words.
It goes a long way. Hey, I know, guys, if he's talking, you gotta be quiet. It's true. Someone's reactions, like, I'm always clicking, if someone's got a video podcast instead of an audio podcast, I'll always go for that first, just to, because I won't always watch it the whole time,
Right.
but there's still just that, like, actually, it's always when there's, like, a really good joke, or, like, someone saying something intriguing, you're like, oh, I gotta see everybody else's faces in the reaction to that to see how it all works together. All right. I gotta move my face up here too. Like this is every time I Zoom meeting, like there's always my face up here in the corner. I hate it, and I'm trying to get rid of it, but I gotta put it somewhere that doesn't cut you off. So, yeah. All right. Holy talking tremors, folks. All right, if you got your drinks, I have pancakes. I made pancakes for the boys this morning.
You're killing me. We're on a cleanse right now.
Oh no.
I haven't had carbs in 13 days.
Oh no.
Well,
that's
I'm
horrifying.
Sure I have, but like no bread, no.
Oh.
Yeah, it's terrible.
Oh no, man. I hope your butt feels good.
It does. better than it has in a while.
Oh man.
Okay. Talking tremors, talking hemorrhoids.
Hey, no. We were just doing that. We were doing the Harmontown Sharpie in the butt talk on the last one because it's.
Oh, okay.
I was describing like that idea, and that feel is like way much more fun than just like I am a robot. So I get it. Hold on one more second, because these guys. Hey, dudes, you gotta make sure you shut the door. All right. They're actually great. I love having them as an interlude back there. They showed up in a couple other episodes of the podcast, like right at the end. Just like, oh, I love you, dudes. All right. Now, if you're for really ready, that was all intro. All right, here we go, guys. This is Cray Cray. Remember, we gotta be quiet. All right, TT, you ready? You ready? Sean Trell's ready. Justin's ready.
I'm ready.
Podcast land. On the count of 3. 1 Mississippi. 2 Mississippi. 3. Oh. Yeah, so if you've watched regular Tremors, this is kind of why I love this episode. This is not your regular people. Burt Gummer is not the focus of this episode. And I always love freaking Michael Rooker there, man! I know you're on your phone, so I'm going to make sure to point it out. Michael Rooker decided to show up for Tremors.
What's your key Michael Rooker role?
It's got to be Yondu.
Top one.
It's Yondu.
Yondu.
I'm sorry, he got that's forever now. Not in the first movie, but by that second movie, man, like, ugh.
See, when I was a kid, it was Days of Thunder.
Isn't that the Tom Cruise movie?
The Tom Cruise movie where he's a NASCAR driver.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Really, if you haven't seen it recently, you should. For the people that are a lot bigger now, like John C. Reilly, that was one of his first movies.
All right. I've actually never seen Days of Thunder, so it's going on the list. I also like this episode because it actually introduces a black protagonist into it. The people that make Tremors aren't racist or whatever. It's just a mere matter of like writing from perspectives. It's the first time we get like some like, oh, cool, some minorities like have a storyline. I'm into this. Yes.
Well, this can't be good.
Oh man. Actually, he even said, "Don't. Whatever you do, don't take the picture." I love that because that little bit of noise. Don't even take the fucking picture, and it killed him. Oh, buddy. And I was watching. They do a really good job with the camera angles. This is like a great effect. This is where I was saying like, I was really surprised how like almost like, oh shit, fuck, fuckity fuck. This is like scary. This gets. And then, because this camera footage is actually really well done. You know, it's obviously hiding, like, different effect stuff or whatever, but it's... You got to appreciate it. Yeah, Tyler. Tyler used to be my favorite character, but I love him. He's a great hick. He's what I think hicks should be more like. He's the best of the rednecks. Luchness monster. I don't know what the fuck he said. Geraldo can find millions in Capone's vault. I know some of those words, but when he puts them together like that, I'm like, oh, the fuck?
That's why the subtitles should be mandatory.
Yeah, oh god, yeah.
You try watching like a British show and they start getting that Cockney accent, you can't even...
Oi, there's a grand boy coming up. Little shriekers in the East Blisters. Watch it, because they're getting the governor.
Even the subtitles don't help sometimes. I don't know what they're talking about.
It's true. It's English, but it ain't English. I ain't no scared little giant plastic worm. I love this guy's accent, actually. Nick Turturro. Giant worms, my ass. He just sells the fuck out of this. And I was talking over it, but he was playing this machine. I always feel bad for him. I primed it for you. But then he had to take the job, so they took him away from the machine, and she came in and took his money. Damn it, man. But we're off! Like I said, I'm going to keep my regular talking comments to a minimum and more just, like, roll this along here. But, yeah. Oh.
Well, we can definitely talk it through. I mean, honestly, when I watch something, Lana hates it, my wife, but I feel like I'm a semi-walking IMDb. And it doesn't matter who it is. It's like, oh, that's that person from that show.
Like Dean Norris! Uncle Hank!
Yeah.
Actually, mine is I love Marcia Strassman from Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. The mom from Honey, I'm always like, oh my god! Like, that was a huge movie, that one. And then Honey, I Blew Up the Kids. I love that movie. And... as you're looking in this store, they do a great job of, like, not decorating, but filling it out set-wise. Like, I love I want an ass blaster pinata. That's so funny to me.
You don't already have one?
No, don't get me started on the merch. There's no official merch, man.
See, as a capitalist, I see that as a niche that needs to build.
Oh, as also that side, it's what pisses me off about everything that happens with this series. It's actually what it kind of makes the Stampede team mad too, because look at all that stuff in there. Like they fill a store, and they fill it in every movie. When you see it, and you're like, oh man, there's some Graboid merch. Actually, there's several points in this series where they talk about merch. Like literally, one character, hey Bert, I made you this ashtray with a Bert figurine called Gung Ho Gummer. And so then if you don't know, Graboids are endangered now. Alright? Okay. And the reason that Uncle Hank is being a dick is that, like, they live in El Blanco's protected habitat from Tremors 3. There's that one super special albino Graboid. And now there's a bit of a nature preserve. And I love this hick guy, because he's just trying to make a living running a Graboid adventure. Graboid safaris. Where he just takes people out. Hey look, there's El Blanco. Don't get eaten, as you saw at the beginning.
Right.
Bert's got a survival school. There's so much cool, like, I would go do all this stuff. Jody's Market. Nancy's merchandise.
I love how they've pulled in the real life aspect.
Yeah, oh yeah, this is the money. This is how much you're making. Like, we have to do this together. Your word of mouth suffers. We all suffer. And actually, this is even... the other guys are the focus, but I love this B plot here of what ends up being the main friendship of the series is Bert and that other hick guy, Tyler.
Okay.
And so Bert's like coming in to help. And so Tyler's got his tour, and Bert has his survival school. The act. Sorry, I get caught up in the acting of these guys too. I'll give up the survival school.
Now, do you think if there was like a real life version of this, like at Universal Studios, you can go to basically a recreation of the Hammond Institute of Jurassic World? I mean, if there was a real life.
Okay, so are you fucking kidding me? Sorry, I love Twitchell being stingy. I just have to point that Twitchell will never pay for anything all throughout the series. Jody's always forcing money on him. I didn't mean to stop. But on that note of money, because like there's a freaking Star Wars area or whatever, but
Yeah.
is there, in the whole realm of Star Wars, is there one spot that you think of that's Star Wars? No. I mean, you might think, okay, Jesus Christ. Okay, that's true. And it also ties into what looked like Tatooine? This fucking place!
No.
But then,
to me, it almost looks like South Dakota.
this is Mexico. This is all the way.
Right. But I mean, like the landscape and stuff. You know, you get out to like the rapid. No, not rapid. I can't think of it. Where Sturgis, that area out there. It kind of has a rolling look like that.
Well, it's supposed to be Nevada, so that's definitely right in that area. But on your note, yes, because what other series has a place like that market back there? I know, even if you've only watched the movies, that is so like, oh, okay, that's where graboids happen. This town, like what I was trying to say was Star Wars doesn't have a definitive area where like, oh, I recognize this is what that's at. If you had this as just a little, like, seriously, man, yes, I think a little perfection would do buco bucks. Do a little tour around it, and it wouldn't take much. It's so simple and dumb and easy that like, oh man. I think Universal misses out by not doing it all the time.
They have a new part coming out.
I'm sorry, now you just got me thinking of that stuff. Now I'm just like, oh my god, that would be really cool just to have a whole Chang's Market ride. Like, I've always thought you could do the Graboid Adventure as a ride, but then you do those two things together, actually. It's like, oh no. Like, have the museum almost of, like, the movies themselves as the inside, but then also do it like meta, however you would, like, actually have it be a Chang's Market, but you could also learn about the movies at the same time. Part of the reason that they made Tremors... I know, right? This is fucking... I was gonna... This is one of my questions. How nuts do you think Bert is?
Well, I mean, before I lose this train of thought, if you had a real-life location you could go and experience it, you'd have to have someone that looks like Bert going around with a directional microphone. Like you'd have like 5 actors. So what you do, you put on random places, and you're like, he's everywhere.
Yeah, you don't. Which way is that? Oh no, I just saw him over there though. But wait, how did he get from here to there? That would actually be really good. And he never talks. He's just always like, and if somebody sees him, exactly. he just runs or just like sneaks away like in a cloud of dust.
And if his survival school is like an attraction at this place, he wouldn't even show up for it. He'd be like, I'm busy.
Oh, that would be, oh my god. Imagine if they got Michael Gross to actually lead like a survival school every day. Or actually not even that, you'd have people, Bert impersonators doing that for real. They actually show, the episode before this, I definitely recommend, if you like this, go back and watch everything else up before this. The episode before this has the survival school. It's actually a huge plot of the episode, and he's got, like, his students from the school, and they're helping out in the story and stuff, like...
Uh-huh.
So, yeah, I don't know about going to perfection, or living there, but I'm always like, I would take the Graboid tour, and I would go sign up for Bert's survival school. Like, this would be a great weekend. If this was real, and that's... Oh, would you, like... If this was real, and you knew there were Graboids, would you go do this?
So if there was real-life Graboids, or attraction Graboids?
Real life.
No.
That's why this is good.
Okay, so again, so we just got back from Universal, a couple of months ago. It's fresh in my mind. The Velocicoaster, that new roller coaster they have like the most legit looking velociraptors that you've ever seen. If there were real velociraptors, I wouldn't go into the park. You don't mess with things that can kill you.
This guy. Sorry, my curiosity wouldn't stop me.
That can kill you, you stay away from.
I would have to try it once, but that's where I would never live here. Like, that's why I always ask people, like, no, like, this is a great place to watch on a TV screen. And so then these guys are actually, like, they're legit arguing about the existence of El Blanco. Do you think, would you believe it instantly? If you saw it on, like, TV like they did at the beginning, or, like, read about it?
Okay, you'd have to give me a little bit more background. Would this be, like, compared to having, like, rumors, like a Loch Ness Monster situation? Like, people have talked about it before, and then you see, like, actual video evidence, and, like, oh, well, that's obviously real. Or is it, like, 20 minutes ago, CNN breaking news, graboids in Arizona, I mean, where are we at? Somewhere in between?
In between, because they make People magazine and National Geographic.
Okay.
So
they've been rumored about.
It's like, it's a legitimate, like, oh no, these are a thing. And we've had, up to this point, at least 3 different graboid encounters. Because the first movie, the second movie, and the third movie. So that...
I think I'd believe it.
Yeah. I ask, because, man, these days... I could totally see people not. I actually have a whole story I love where it is a southern town full of those MAGA people that graboids can't be real. That's not a true thing. That's not actually, no joke. They actually do that. Sorry, go ahead.
Have you seen Don't Look Up yet?
What?
Don't Look Up on Netflix.
Oh,
the Leo.
Have you seen I Need to Go Kill Myself, the movie? We're all going to die.
No, that's The Mist. The Mist holds that award hands down.
Now I'm just thinking of that. Thank you. He was that close.
Puppies.
That close, folks. He was that close. Always wait an extra 15 seconds before you kill everyone you love.
I'm gonna do this, but I'm gonna wait 15 seconds first.
Just 15.
You better make sure they're Mississippis.
So, on another note, I really love this girl power scene. Actually, they do a good job with the Bechdel test in this. As you find out through the series, Rosalita has a troubled past with some mobster people. Actually, and this is one you won't find out in the series, but you end up finding out. She's actually lying about even being related to whoever she, like, took this ranch from. Like, the Miguel from the first and third movie died, and she's like, oh, I'm his niece, and came in, but she's not actually his niece. Dun, dun, dun. It means nothing to you. It's okay. It doesn't. It's for podcast land. But yeah, I don't know, man. I can see a good portion of the population being this jackass. The graboids, come on, man. Forget about it.
One thing that I do enjoy is, I mean, to me, the series seems to be built. I mean, I watched 5 minutes of it, 17 minutes of it. So obviously my opinion here is 100% valid, but the whole thing, I mean, the series is built on character development from what you're telling me. That's a rare thing, I feel like, that.
Like, I love
that. You take a great idea and just, you have to do something with it, you do character development.
You don't have any money. It's the cheapest thing. That's the coolest thing to do in the end. So I love Doctor Who. Is like, you could tell when they have no money, it's like, well, let's write the fuck out of a script. Like, and I really, like, as a kid, when I first watched these two guys, it's like, what are they doing here? But as I rewatch it in an adult and you get older, and you're like, oh, you know where it ends up? You're like, man, this is just so cool to take a moment. It's always that mini quest thing where like, oh, let's just go off to the side, develop these two randos for a second to help develop everybody else. Because then Bert fucking... Jesus. This man is nuts. I don't know how many times I wrote that as a note. Was just like, Bert is fucking nuts. I am Dr. Pavlov. Today's your lesson. But this is where I love, okay, he may be nuts, but he's effective. Which you end up, like, this ends up working. He's trying to make sure El Blanco doesn't eat any more of the tour group. So that's actually, just playing the sound of the truck. That's why he was being all weird with the omnidirectional microphone. He's always got a plan. Always got a plan.
So did they have a tracking device on Blanco?
Seismometers. Like they have them in the second and the third movie, where they tap into geophones. Actually, Bert bought the geophone monitoring system from the money he made in the second movie. They blew up all those graboids and shriekers, and they made a whole bunch of money, and Bert just dumped it into stuff that helps track graboids in and around that area.
Okay.
That's where I hate when the preppers try to, like, co-opt him as a symbol, because they don't fucking know shit about what you... It's not about guns. You dump your money into preparedness. No more terrorizing tourists for you. When you go through this series, watch how much fun Michael Gross has with just saying alliteration. Like, he will make a mouthful out of anything. He's got a good one in the Ass Blaster episode. Well, the temperatures in their hindquarters are obviously, astronomical. And he doesn't stress the ass, but you're also like, okay, Michael, we get it.
A little dirt kick. It's like,
no, like I said, these two.
Frustration.
It's this character thing. We actually got two buddies. We got these guys as buddies, and then Bert and Tyler as buddies. And like Tyler's like, "Oh, Bert, you're being a dick," and not realizing that no, he actually cares. He's given up that one thing that Bert cared about to try to help you. Yeah. Even the watches are in on the scam.
Stay on the rock, alright?
Yeah, and this is what I was saying about. Oh, there's some real shockers in this episode. Yeah, like I said, I had to watch your face on this one.
Oh, he didn't make it. I thought for a second he was gonna make it, but I'm like, you just can't grab a guy out of a mouth with a shoe. Like, grab a leg, grab some pants,
grab his penis, at least something. Come on, man. Actually, it's funny. Like, there's a runner with shoes too in this. Like, watch that shoe. Watch the shoes as we go through here. I'm not joking. I know you say that because I go barefoot too. But there's a legit watch that one shoe and then watch that guy with shoes. It's the weirdest fucking thing. Hey, guys, remember, quiet.
Oh, here we go.
Yeah. No, then this is like, I love to describe this as family ties with monsters. And I've never watched Family Ties or whatever. It's more just that Michael Gross connection. But from what I know of Family Ties, it's obviously family. Jesus Christ, there are ties with your family. But it's that character, like people. I love the small town feel of this. There's a grand total of like 6 people in the town itself, and you can tell that they spend a lot of time together and they care about each other. And even when other people come in, they care about them too. Oh no, El Blanco got another one in there. But Bert's still suspicious. Can't stop being suspicious. Oh my god, there's a car coming! I just noticed that. Son of a bitch! And
what's the other one?
there's the other one. If you notice, there's Graboid and a Shrieker game in the background. I always love pointing that out. See, Graboids and Shriekers. I'd play the fuck out of that, man. And yeah, it was, like I said, I didn't realize how, like, legitimately somber this episode gets. And, like, because, yeah, people die. Like, people, it's what I love about these original movies, you don't make a joke of it. You know, if someone's gonna die, it's gotta hurt. But yeah, oh no, it was in the shoe. Oh no! Oh no! That thing! The plot device! The MacGuffin! Where's the MacGuffin? Oh! The key, the Max, you know, you love that car. Oh, you know how much cars mean to people that when they die, I gotta freak out about it. Oh, the car, he's dead. Woof, he just can't so much. And like these, listen, I'm trying to tell you that some things are happening. Okay, guys? You can go. And yeah, she knows some shit. Like I said, this is where you don't actually find out in the series that she's lying, but there's a bunch of hints that, like, she's fucking around. Yeah, that's Justin. And Podcast Land. Say hello to hundreds of people.
Hello. Hello.
Hello. Hi.
Oh. Okay, this is one of my favorite fucking things in this episode. Can I have some privacy, please? Oh, yeah, sure, totally. We're gonna just go to the other side of this 20-foot area. This small enclosed bit. We're not listening, we swear. We can't hear you in this one solitary room that there is. But see, like, just watch them in the background. Just some great acting. Huh? What's he... Is he doing? What are they doing back there? Are they doing something? Is he on the phone? Huh? I'm just watching them. That's what I mean about acting. Like, see, oh, nope, hey, what's up? Tuesday, Chuck, bananas, El Blanco. Like, look at it. See, they're not supposed to be listening, but
I know.
like they're in the same. Nope.
They're acting like they're not listening, but actually in the background they're listening.
Exactly. Because how could you not?
So whenever he looks back, they're acting like they're doing something else.
Nope. And Caitlin wanted me to point this out, but watch Bert's oral fixation. He's just sucking on that. Like, he's got a sucker back there. It's not even, like, sexual or anything like that. He's just... I think he's got something wrong with him. I think he used to be a smoker, actually. That was what I was theorizing.
Oh, yeah, I could see that.
Yeah. They actually have that... in the first movie, Val and Earl have the cigarettes and the lighter or whatever. But then in the second movie, Earl says, I already gave up smoking, Bert. And the way he says it is like, wait, did Bert make you all give up smoking? Because he gave up smoking too? Like, because they all live together in the same town. So it's like, no, we're going to give up smoking because we don't want to die when we're being chased by monsters. Like, we have to be physically fit, can't be out of breath. He's still got that shoe. So, he's got it.
The distributor doesn't decide not to deliver cigarettes to town anymore.
Oh, you know what? Now I'm going to be looking in the background if there's actually... Because it is a market. Oh, and they have a gas station and everything. New goal, finding cigarettes in the background of Chang's. Because this is before they would be... they would go away. I don't want it to surprise him for his birthday. I got him good, too. I love... Who doesn't love going hiking for their birthday? Don't you guys like going hiking for your birthday?
Yeah. Yeah. We go to the bird to light.
Yeah.
It kind of looks like he's got a Michael Kors like emblem for a necklace.
What's his name again?
He might.
Who's his name?
That's not it. I'm looking.
I don't think it is, but it definitely kind of looks like that little tag they put on purses.
Hi, Justin. Hi, Justin.
Hi.
Hi, Justin.
Okay, just... there's a bunch of people. It's not just Justin, guys. And that's why we're still talking about this. So we're focusing on this.
Hi, Jim.
Then, fucking off in the middle of the night. Bert always suspicious. For good reason.
Oh, yeah. I mean, you live in a town with, like, man-eating worms.
I mean, okay, hey, it's not the worms that makes Bert suspicious. That's not the reason. I'm not saying he's justified either, but that's not the reason.
Well, there's other people that choose to live in the town with man-eating worms. That's why I would be suspicious. Like, other people are choosing to do this.
For me, I've come to ooh, watch the shoe! Watch the shoe! Wait for it. And everyone's like, okay, he dropped it. Okay, you're like, what? He dropped the shoe? It's important! I tell you, man, follow the shoe! Follow the shoe, people.
Well, I mean, I could tell right away the shoe had importance.
And then, again, Michael Rooker is in Tremors. I
completely forgot about Michael Rooker.
That's what I mean. Michael Rooker is in Tremors. You got Michael Rooker, Christopher Lloyd, Dean Norris. And then this too, I was noticing the what just the way everyone's seated at just hanging out here. Hey man, yeah, we have nothing else to do, so we all just kind of follow each other around when each of us has different problems. Yeah, that's cool. They all actually have really weird reasons for being not bad reasons, but actually good character weird reasons. For being so isolationist. They're a little bit like Bert. They got some problems. Even Twitchell. This! A shoe! Ha ha! Sorry. No, it's how they know that it's oh, that's the bad guy. There's the shoe again!
That's definitely not how you open car doors, I'm pretty sure. It's not 100%.
It's the thousands. It's the aughties. And I love this little bit of lore here. The guy is doing research. Michael Rooker's character was doing research, and he actually quotes Bert. Large animals, i.e. elephants, bears, whales. Which is funny because El Blanco gets literally described later by Christopher Lloyd's character as Bert's Moby Dick. So it's oh. But just that, I love that. And then, if you want to find out about graboids, you got to research Bert Gummer. He's got all the info. I wonder if he's written a book about how to kill I wonder if he's written a book about how to kill graboids. Oh my God, why have I never thought of that? That thing would be amazing.
Well, I know Barney Stinson wrote the playbook, and I own it.
That's what I mean. That's a good piece of merch.
Okay, have they ever done Tremors in space?
Soon. Tremors. That's always my... Soon. I'm working on it. That's where it's at.
Oh, Futurama Tremors crossover. The Long Ranch has Tremors.
Oh,
Graboids.
On Mars? Oh, okay. Well, now I got to rewatch that episode.
Well, no, it hasn't happened.
Oh, for some reason you said that, and I was thinking of them actually on that episode. Was someone writing a Tremors for him, and I missed it because I could see that.
I mean, I have to rewatch it myself because
That's what I mean. That's what I was like. Are you sure? Hold on. Because it gets referenced in enough.
Is they had giant bugs as cattle. I remember that.
Yeah.
I wonder.
No, I know. That's what I'm like. I bet there is maybe not that episode, but I bet Futurama does a Tremors reference in some. But shoes. Oh yeah, right here. Michael Rooker makes the other guy take off his shoes and give them to him because he brought crappy boots. And I got comfortable tennis shoes. And so he makes him change shoes. Shoe runner, and guess what? It hasn't stopped yet. Oh man, there's one more left. You didn't think I was serious when I said it at the beginning, but there's a shoe runner. Oh my god, a shoe runner.
That's a great one.
I wonder if that's actually the writer's joke. Like, I need to write in a shoe runner. Haha. Oh, Michael Rooker. I loved it this time, like, you said, what do I know Michael Rooker from the most? And I said Guardians of the Galaxy, because I just know him from a bunch of other Sci-Fi Channel original movies. Where it's like, if you wanted to bring in, like, that cool kind of tough badass guy, you brought in Michael Rooker. Like, Michael Ironside and that kind of person, like, oh, he's just a staple. Like, oh, yeah. You know, I'm cool because I'm Michael Rooker. Yeah. I gotta work on a Michael Rooker impression. Damn it, son! I'm trying to tell you! There's so much squeezing. I took a big poop, Peter! What?
It's like a twangy, gravelly, like, squeak.
Yeah. Oh, it is squeaky there at the end. Oh, yeah.
But it's kind of twangy, too. Maybe twangy is a better description than squeaky.
No, well, twangy, gravelly, and squeaky. Yeah! I'm gonna get me a graboid! Ooh, this is a good one. I'll ask you later, but, like, how would you actually kill or how would you grab a graboid? I'm always trying to think of that. To actually get one alive. And then watch Twitchell with this gun here. And he literally drops it. Thank you, Twitchell, for getting a gun and dropping it immediately. Dean Norris does some good comedy face in this. Like his ah! God damn it! In all the episodes.
Was it like their decision to keep El Blanco safe? Or is it like a committee decided it and they're just following the rules?
Oh no, that's just the government. Like it's just a straight up Endangered Species Act. He's from the Department of the Interior. And yeah, because there's only one official one that's in like that area. And it's so rare when they show up other places that it's just, oh no, we're not going to kill it. He actually hates being there. You find out later on that he's got his own issues with corporate life, and I think he's halfway protecting it because he likes El Blanco himself. He may not admit it, but he does. Well, B, I'm gonna kneecap you, and then you make some noises. But yeah, no committee. Actually, the only committee would be the town themselves being like, yeah, we're gonna live here and hang out with him.
What is the propulsion on this arrow of theirs, I wonder? I see it hoses like it's hydraulic, but it's an air compressor.
Harpoon gun. That's my best. However, a legit, whatever you would take from a ship to do a harpoon gun. So I imagine it's air compression cannons.
Do they use harpoon guns still? I mean, is that a thing?
Oh, yeah. Oh, fuck yeah. Well, I would imagine Japanese whaling is still big, so I would say, yeah, man.
Okay, so I guess
that's still big today, so.
Fishing purposes, yeah, I guess. I'm thinking of like two Navy ships like harpooning each other.
The idea is that guy had enough money to be able to do, because there's $20 million in the graboid, basically, because that guy has a key. The MacGuffin.
The MacGuffin.
So I get caught up in these guys acting some. Actually, I really, the Dean Norris and Michael Gross being like next to each other is just like, my brain is, what? Oh my god, these guys. And here we go.
They probably could have snuck under. I mean, he's got like a 1.5 foot lift on that truck. He could probably crawl underneath of it.
No, they don't want El Blanco to get hit though. They can tell that guy's trying to kill him.
Right, but he could crawl underneath and get his gun back. He just dropped the gun.
Oh, that's true. Oh man.
Down.
Oh my God! Watch Michael Gross running here. This is a great.
What if he did that and he like ran into like a rock or something, like in the first one? And then would he be charged with like killing an endangered species?
Actually, the only reason the one ran into the rock in the first one was because of the empty space. They can maneuver around him underground. They can actually sense him. But if it's the empty space, that's why it also goes off the cliff. They have a hard time actually judging that with their sound sensors. That's always how I've thought of it in my mind, at least. And this is
underneath their truck.
Yeah. Oh wow. So, watch this here. Yeah. Holy fuck. Oh man. Caitlin and I were talking. That fucking. I know, right? Like, yeah. And he's just. Oh fuck. This is where I was like, this episode got. I thought it was funnier than it was, and I'm just like, nope, damn, this gets really, really ouchy. And I love that Bert is still trying to stop. Oh, he's trying to save the bad guys, even though they're trying to kill El Blanc. He's still trying to be a good guy, and then, yeah, speared and swallowed, like, and that's like, and full on. I'm pretty sure that is one of the most violent graboid deaths in the whole series. Like, Caitlin and I were watching it because I was taking notes when she got home, and just like, damn, man, he got fuck. It's dark. I unexpected. Well, not unexpectedly, but Twitchell did pick up the gun. Oh wow! And then I love that this episode ends with the buddies. We start with two buddies and we end with two buddies. And oh my God, I'm almost thinking there's actually because the other two guys were making a bet about graboids. Twitchell and Gummer were halfway making a bet about, like, could he, like, help out Tyler's tour group with El Blanco. Oh man, double parallel, nice. You put your survival school on the line for me. I appreciate that. Like, that is a gamble. That is totally a bet. Nice, writers. Sorry, that was what I realized as we're going here. Nice job, writers. Yeah, he got speared and eaten, man. And even better than that, there's a fucking shoe! Shoe runner! Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's just a scary, fun-ass episode.
That was just a roller coaster right there.
I know. Oh, man. Wow. Wow. Yeah, like I said, watching that again, that last one is just... Dude. Swallowed. So, Justin, what are your thoughts?
Well, I mean, it was definitely interesting. I like the concepts. I mean, again, the parallel, Jurassic World in a way. I love the Jurassic Park, like, saga. and I love how Jurassic World was like the realistic modern approach. Like if you would have had Jurassic Park happen in real life, Jurassic World would be the next logical step. And I feel that parallels here that, you know, if the movie Tremors was real, the series here would be the next logical step of where the evolution of
the series.
That would go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You just keep rolling the wheel.
I mean, they got tours, and it's like this is still dangerous, but we're going to make it safer.
That's... I love that you... It's so awesome you see it, because that's exactly... I just talked about that in my last episode with somebody, where it's just... Oh, wow. You know, this is where this just goes. Like, you don't have to do any, like, extrapolating. You're just like, oh.
Right.
That's... Yeah. And I actually... The movies themselves of Jurassic World get a little iffy, but I'm with you on loving that concept of, like, oh, okay, this is what... Yeah, this is naturally what would just keep happening here. Okay.
And again, I'm really just referring to, like, the first Jurassic World. Maybe not the continuations, and we don't know what the third one's going to be like yet. But if you had the original park, and then somebody was coming in to revamp it up, they would, in my opinion, do what you see in Jurassic World. That was, like, it seems like a legit place where you got the condos, and you have the new safety, you got the T-Rex and the paddock, like you would have originally wanted to see.
The Disneyland of Jurassic Park.
Same thing.
Yeah. The Disneyland of Jurassic Park, or the Universal Studios of Jurassic Park, you know, like you would just, oh, okay.
I mean, this is just, I see that's where this would go. You know, you have the survival school, you have the tours. I mean, it's a real thing, and you're, in a way, capitalizing off of that, but...
And
I mean,
the merch.
Human nature.
Yeah, the merch, too. That's part of it. Actually, there's a great joke later on in the series where they're fighting Shriekers, and Jody, the one that runs Chang's or whatever, they're killing the Shriekers up there, and she's just like, man, I really hope Bert doesn't shoot him to pieces. He always shoots him to pieces. Well, why is that? Well, I could take him and put him in formaldehyde, and we could have a nice new exhibit. It's just like, oh, hell, like she's always thinking of that way. Like Walter Chang in the first movie with, I'll give you boys $5 for this. Like, there's always that, how do we actually keep making money off of it? Oh, yeah, I hope he doesn't blow up all the Shriekers, because I'd love to stuff one, and then we'd have a new attraction of Shriekers out there.
Right.
Like, that's, and I'm 100% on that. Actually, it was, Caitlin and I noticed there's the Graboid and Shrieker game in the background of the, I was pointing that out, but there's no Ass Blaster game, despite the fact that this happens, like, fairly recently next to that. And I was actually like, I think that's because Jody is doing what Earl didn't do in the second movie, and she's waiting for that perfect, like, oh, I'm talking to lawyers, and she actually has the rights to the Ass Blaster name, because she's the one that came up with it. So she's waiting for that perfect opportunity to be like, oh, you want to make an Ass Blaster game? Well, okay, I want 50% of the profit off of it. Like, to do it. Like, that's, I can tell she's got her business mind on it. That's why there's no Ass Blaster game yet back there. So it's always about, what can you do? How do you market? There's when you watch it later on, a bunch of people come to town and, like, fuck shit up. And she just literally starts overcharging them. $5 for water! $10 for toast! $15 for buttered toast. Like, those are legit numbers too. Just because it's like, yeah, that business mind, the actual reality of it coming in there is really funny. And that's and again too. Watch how few of the actual townsfolk try to pay. Like they try to do the, oh, it's on my tab thing, and she'll just like grab their money at a certain point. Like she'll just and for all the other beers, just like taking it. But I do. It's this concept. I'm really with you on, like, oh man, you could have a ride of this, or have the museum and the area ride of it. Damn it, man, that would be really cool to me. So I'm just really thinking about that now. That would just be a really good one. There's a lot of potential here for that. Without knowing what happens. What do you think will happen, and more so, or how do you want it to happen?
Well, again, kind of going back to what I said originally, I feel like the whole premise of the show is going to be just pure character development. So, I mean, you're introduced to some characters that you've seen before. Other characters are coming new into the series. It's just going to be kind of a race to the end to see how zooming in on the people's lives rather than the story of a movie. So a TV show, to me, is always more focusing on the people's individual stories and the day-to-day life rather than a movie that's telling a specific story.
You actually get to spend time with people to find out who they are
Right.
and what they're doing and stuff. Family ties with monsters.
Another reference, like Lana loves watching the Law and Order series, and like you can see how like some of them dive into the personal life a lot more than others. Like SVU, for instance, always like are really diving into those individual officers' personal lives rather than like criminal intent. You don't really see that as much. So I can see them fleshing out a character development story to tell that overarching story. So I mean, that's where I would think it would go. Is you're just gonna one way or the other, you're gonna get to be introduced to these characters more and create a more fleshed out opinion of them.
I don't know. Oh man, no, actually, we were talking about would you believe in graboids and whether that would be real or not. What I think might be the best Bert episode of this is where he goes to a town and they think aliens are taking their people, not graboids, and he has to try to convince them that graboids are actually taking their people, and they call him a government plant, and it's a great, it is some of the best Bert Gummer development of exactly what you said, of just Bert, who we think is fucking nuts, and taking him and putting him in a town of people who are crazier than he is, and it's really good. Nope, please.
Yeah, so I mean I could see that's the whole. If I was the writer here, that would be my whole purpose, is to. I mean, you use that as a writing device too. That you can only tell, so many stories. You're gonna have to, weave in that individual character storyline to really flesh it out. Otherwise, you kind of get stalled out. So you gotta grab your inspiration from these random daily life events. Some are crazy, some are normal, but you can always get something out of it.
Oh my god! Sorry, you're just so right. I could just start listing it, but it would start spoiling it. But I mean, this is why I wanted to have a different person on who'd never seen it, because that, when you hear somebody be like, "Oh no, that's exactly what happens," I mean, you were right. I can't even say how more right you are until you actually watch it. Because it becomes, there's some great monsters or whatever, but it becomes character. Like, it's more and more of that. And then so then on that note, would you keep watching more of this then?
Oh yeah.
Even if I didn't force you to.
No, I could definitely dive into it, and I could see. Catching kind of like in the middle is like watching a Doctor Who episode halfway through, where you kind of like, Doctor, why bother? If you miss like the original parts, I mean, you're getting a story, and the story can be entertaining, but to know the whole picture, you really have to watch the thing. So I would say that using that like a taste test type of method, like watching this episode. And you do that too. I mean, anyone that's a Whovian that's trying to introduce people to Doctor Who, you got to pick like that one episode.
Oh, I know, right?
You have to snatch that person, because that's going to either get them into the show, or it's going to deter them from the show. Like, that's not for me. And I think this for me at least was a good episode that you're tying into other actors that you're familiar with. I didn't catch the guy's name.
The mobster Frank.
Not Michael Roker, the other guy.
The mobster Frank.
At the end there with the cowboy.
Or Tyler, or Sorry, do you mean the mobsters or of the town people?
The mobster in like the tracksuit.
Oh yeah. No, Frank. Sorry, Frank. Yeah. Nick Turturro.
Yeah. I mean, to me too. I mean, I see him in this. It's like it just walking IMDb. I see him at The Longest Yard, and I see him in The Rock.
Yeah.
It's like three completely different like actor scenarios, and
Oh my God, he is in The Rock. Oh, fuck. Oh, thank you for that. Sorry. Oh my God, I love that movie. Son of a bitch.
For people that really are hard to get into things, you know, pulling an episode like this that pulls characters from other parts of their life, whether you're involved in the story or not, it's like you said Christopher Lloyd. I can only imagine him out there, great Scott. You know,
Oh man, because he plays a mad scientist too, so it's even more like. But actually, and this is where you're like, oh, okay, so they do like a Back to the Future ref. Okay, Doc Brown and Cletus Poffenberger, they may both be mad scientists. It is a great opposite ends of the spectrum of whatever that crazy can be. Actually, oh man, and the episode that he gets introduced in, talking about character development. Oh, that's where it's like I can't. There's so much I can start spoiling, but it's more like watching Michael Gross and Christopher Lloyd get to act together for a whole episode of just like. There's not like major running around and crazy stuff. It's these two guys. They drive around most of the fucking episode just like talking to each other, and it is.
So it's an outdoor bottle episode.
Yeah, honestly, yeah, with just those guys discussing the way that they live each other's lives in a way, and that's why what you said about that. That's why I picked this episode was the Michael Rooker connection. I at least halfway knew that, and then you got more of Twitchell in this episode too, so you get to see Dean Norris. I didn't even think about Nick Turturro, but it's like, oh man, and that's where he's got a great character arc. It ends up happening. If you would like to come back after you've actually watched it, the final episode of the series, he returns.
Okay.
That's a fine enough spoiler, but it's a great to watch him start out. Now fucking graboids with the booty to. You don't understand that worm like I do. I have seen it. It is taking my friends in front of my eyes. Fuck off. It's great.
Well, I mean, it's definitely something I'm gonna have to dive into and get to. Like I was saying earlier, I'm in a Battlestar run right now, but that's so hard to get away from that one too.
Yeah.
The Portlandia episode, one more episode, just completely embodies what it's like to watch Battlestar.
Just one more. I actually haven't started it for that reason. I know, like Ben gave me the box set, and I was like, I know that once that happens, there's no looking back.
So I mean that's one thing that I hate about like a TV show, that you have so much overarching storyline that you just have to. I couldn't imagine watching these shows like live, where they come out like 1 week at a time.
Oh man!
And I'm so glad that we live in where we don't have to do that very often anymore. But you know, waiting a week to like cliffhangers and waiting for a new season.
Oh.
I mean, that's hard enough as it is.
Lost has forever burnt me on week to week releases. Never again. Fuck you, Lost. How dare you? How dare you do that?
And see, I never got into that.
Good, don't. Sorry.
Joe tried to get me into it once when we hung out, and never. Sorry, Joe. We never got into it.
It's okay. Him and I watched it in real time together, and it was yeah, man. That was hard. Ugh, so hard. But actually, I love this one. I love Tremors the series because there is overarching stuff or whatever, but each episode is its own thing.
Yeah.
There's each is a new concept or exploring characters in a way that you could just watch that one and you'd be good. Like if we hadn't talked during this whole thing, you could just watch this one episode, and that's, you know, it's a nice self-contained story, in and out, keep going. Even though, like I said, he does come back or whatever later, you don't necessarily need it to. Like, it's just like, oh, okay, it did its thing. It's in.
It's a completed story.
It's in. It's out.
Part of the large. overarching line.
Yeah. Which is, more fun. So, do you think the people that live in this town are fucking nuts or not?
Well, I mean, how much are they making off of it? I mean, to me, living in a small town wouldn't be a bad thing. And if they're making it so they can live comfort, like Bert's house in the original Tremor, I mean, that would be a sweet place to hang out. You don't have to worry about like asshole neighbors. You don't have to worry about people creeping in on you, and it looks comfortable enough.
So I say they all have their own reasons for being there. So it's all isolation. So like, how nuts are they for living with a monster like that? It literally comes under their store and shakes everything.
Well, how nuts would it be to live in a bad part of a large city? Sometimes it's just where you're at.
That's why this is a really interesting question, because it's always, who the hell are these people? And exactly what you said, we all live in dangerous places. I always compare it to like living in Montana or something with legit bears and cougars out there, like they can get you. So it's like, or living in the outback. Yeah. Again, I may say, you can live there. People can live there. I don't want to. I'm good. I'm so good. But that doesn't mean I don't understand why other people don't. And you're like, okay.
Well, I mean, like, it's one of those things that I could probably live anywhere for a set period of time. But would I enjoy it and would I want to come back type of thing? So, yeah. I mean, if this isolation outweighs the risk of getting eaten if you're not on a hard surface, I mean,
they have their wrist size mows.
Okay. I'm gonna completely change this up a little bit.
No, hit it.
Because if it's solely just grab blades, I would feel more comfortable than having ass blasters or something like that, where you have to always be on your toes. I mean, if all you have to do is just stay on a hard surface and have a nice, like, thick concrete basement, or be elevated, that's one thing. But then when you got to be elevated, then you got shit coming from the sky and streakers running down the road. That would be the tops for me. And like, no, thank you.
Well, you definitely won't want to live there after you get through a few more episodes and find out some other stuff that happens. Shit! Oh my god! No.
Okay.
I like that. Yeah, you're definitely not gonna want to live there.
So it'd be like, to me, comparable to people living in like a coastal region or Hawaii, where you have there's shark attacks. You just don't go in the ocean and you're good. I mean, you can live next to, or you said Montana with the bears and stuff. I mean, the moose are terrible too, but you can separate yourself a little bit. You don't go out in the woods by yourself, and
you plan ahead.
Your bear mace, I guess, if you do. But I mean, there's ways that you stay out of the shark's home. You don't go in the water, and life is good.
Oh man. Oh yeah. We're going to have to revisit that question again at another time. Because you may regret that decision. Because I'm with you if it was just graboids. I always have that. Come on. I can outrun it. I've been outrunning graboids since I was a kid. We all run from concrete surface to concrete surface. They're not getting me. But you start introducing everything else, streakers, ass blasters, and nothing else. They don't introduce anything else. There's nothing else. Nothing else. I swear, there's nothing else. Oh man, no, yeah, okay. We'll have to revisit that question again later time. Okay, we were talking about merchandise and stuff.
Yeah.
What would you make? What would be something you would make for your Tremors inspired merchandise? My favorite is the Ass Blaster Pinata, and they have an Ass Blaster lighter. Just because I love that concept. I would smoke a big bong with an ass blaster.
Something that, I mean, it would be like just something that has a Tremor,
yeah,
like icon on it type of thing, like the lighter. To me, that wouldn't be what I would do.
Yeah.
I would. Okay, so I'm a huge sucker for series specific items. Farscape, the Pulse Pistol, Battlestar, anything that has the corners cut off. Star Wars lightsabers, Doctor Who, sonic screwdrivers, Star Trek, phasers, anything that's like series specific. So if there was like, if I can't think of one right now, but if there was something like series specific, that'd all be over that. Or a graboid. I'm gonna embarrass myself here, but the little guys that come out like the tongue feeler deals.
Yeah.
Like one of those that you can have wrap around your neck and you can control it, like down here, and then you got this guy going.
Oh, that's a goodie. Graboid scarf.
The dragons from the Ren Fair.
Yeah. Oh, like the little dragons. Oh, that would be. Oh.
That you can control with your hand down here.
Yeah.
And it just.
Oh, that would be good. Oh, and it would halfway tie in too, because you have the first movie where Melvin comes out with the. It's got me, man. You came that close. Oh, that's a good one. Oh, nice. I always ask because it shows the creativity of fans. Like, it's so easy to make a piece of merch or make something like that, and it's just like, why don't you do it? So that's why I have to ask. There's actually another great one, or a graboid with eatable insides. That was one they talk about in the series that I would love, where you can learn anatomy with like, oh, there's licorice intestines or jelly bean shrieker organs, or candy mold shriekers that you can eat and stuff. And like, oh man, yeah, I'm into that.
Yeah, little jelly baby muscles.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Either that or hats. They have several hats that just say graboid on them. And that's it. And actually, it might say graboid hunter. I need to look closer at that. But I just see the big words graboid on it. I'm like, yeah, give me one of them.
Again, like one, like a flat bill like this
Yeah.
that had like little like.
Oh! Oh! Oh my God! Fucking heck! Oh! That's what I mean. That's why I love that question, because it's like, that's just that is a good idea. Write it down. Flat bill with a tentacle.
There you go.
Like, damn, yeah, man. So, we've got Burt Gummer Survival School, and we got, I was gonna say Captain Jack's. Jesus Christ. Well, it says Desert Jack's Graboid Adventure on the truck, but it's Tyler Reed that runs the adventure, because Desert Jack is the guy from the third movie, and they didn't change the name on the truck when he bought the business, so it's just called Desert Jack's Graboid Adventures, even though it's...
I would have done the same.
So yeah, it's Captain Jack's Graboid Adventures. Would you take the tour, or would you also do the Burt Gummer Survival School?
I would definitely do the survival school. I would look at Yelp reviews on the tour to find out if anybody had died. And if one person died, I'm out. But I mean, if no one's actually died yet, I'm willing to try.
So, and to the series advantage, you saw this at the beginning too. They have concussion grenades, and Burt supplies them. And if you throw a concussion grenade, it scares El Blanco away. So as long as Tyler is able to get to the concussion grenade, nobody dies or whatever. But also, you have a very good point. I would definitely check the Yelp reviews. But how would you? I mean, because the person who died couldn't leave the review, so like, would it just be the other people?
Get like a pissed off widow. Like, I told Terry not to walk out there, but he did.
They actually sign release forms. There's a big, obviously, release form that they have to sign before everyone. Because Tyler actually points out in the release form, it does say that there's no guaranteed El Blanco sightings. He does it later on in an episode, so it's like, oh no, I imagine the release form is very thick for like, Yeah, we might die and shit. We know that. It's like bungee jumping. That's always how I take it. So, but I would still love to see that one person pissed. Oh man.
Yeah, I mean, it would be a pissed off family member is what it would be.
Yeah. Graboids killed my daddy. It's just, oh man.
Okay, I'm gonna alter a bit. It doesn't matter if someone died. If there's any like dismemberment, like if Terry's walking around with like half a leg because the graboid ate his leg, I mean, that's just too much real world risk for me.
Yeah.
And I go like snorkeling with sharks and shit. I mean, I'm usually bigger than the shark.
Like legit. Okay, are you though? Sorry, I'm just like questioning that. Are you bigger than the shark? I don't think so. All of the sharks?
I would assume so. I mean, they're like little like, you know, like.
Oh, you're doing it in a tank or something. I'm assuming. Not in the regular ocean.
I think I forget what it was, but we've seen a shark once, and I was bigger than it.
Okay, that's not a real shark, man. That's a little baby graboid. That's not a real shark.
Well, yeah, I mean, if they're all baby graboids, I go with a pet one. That'd be okay.
They're actually more dangerous than the big ones.
Hand too.
Okay.
If they need to create a Terry character that has just had the worst experience, like going on everything.
Like Terry Crew? Like what?
No, I gave this guy Terry as a name.
Oh!
Yelp review that lost a leg. Now he's losing a hand.
You know, I went back to go get my leg, but then I lost my hand too. I hate this place.
Walking around with a peg leg and a hook for a hand. But then he'd probably be a mascot. He'd get a job. It'd be like Captain Terry.
Yeah. Do you want to end up like this guy, folks? Watch out. Like that. Hey, Bert! You gotta stop being mean to me.
It'd be the ultimate keep your arms and legs inside the vehicle at all times.
Do you want to end up like Terry? Hold on 1 second here. I gotta do one of these. And Terry, if you're out there, we apologize on behalf of Chang's Corporation for your loss of limbs. Why'd you come?
That, you know the Back It Up Terry video, right?
No, I don't.
Almost.
Do it. Take me through it. Take me through it.
Do you have like YouTube handy? Can you pull up YouTube right now?
No, not without obstructing your face.
Like with like the Xbox or anything? Could you?
Oh no! Oh god, no! The Xbox has no internet.
Okay.
Or I would. Oh.
I kind of want to see you do this. Like, I want to see your live expressions watching this video.
Hold on. I said, let me find Barry. What is it? I'm gonna pull it up.
We're gonna Terry.
Back it up, Barry. I'm gonna see if I can't pull it up.
Terry with the T.
Back it up, Terry. Hold on. Oop. I gotta. I'm back it up. I'm gonna do this. We're doing it. Oh, too rare or Terry?
Put it in reverse. Terry.
I got it. Here we go. Put it in reverse, Terry. Okay, we're doing this. All right. For podcast people, enjoy whatever the fuck this is. Okay. Uh-oh. Oh, yeah. No. Oh, no. Oh, no. Back it up, Terry. Back it up, Terry. Come on. Oh, man. Oh, back it up, Terry! Back it up! Oh no! Help the man! That's forward, Terry! Back it up! he got out of there. Okay. Terry didn't die, folks. Back it up, Terry. Wow.
Oh.
Thank you for that. That was actually pretty good.
I can't believe you've never seen that before.
I have not seen lots of things before. I'm happy to admit I don't know everything. Back it up, Terry. This is what happens when you get eaten by a graboid, folks. Back it up, Terry. I feel like that's an even worse review than like someone going to Yelp and reviewing it too. Like that would be my one. Like, I'm so excited to go see the Graboid adventure. Who the fuck is that? Oh, I got half eaten by a Graboid. All right, I'm out. I'm fuck this. So that's what you want from season 2. Back it up, Terry. All right. If you want a season 2, like
you need to be a real life visitor to the show and just stick around.
Yeah. Okay.
Terry, if you're watching, I'm sorry.
Oh.
What would the chances be if he's watching?
Oh, Terry Henry, if you're out there, we're sorry. For all those Ted Lasso fans. Thierry Henry, he's a football star.
We're going to write into season 2.
Yeah. Get ready. Season or 3, whichever works, you know. We'll have to... No, Terry gets eaten in season 2. And then season 3 is the comeback. You know, there's that arc thing.
Job security. You're no red shirt here. You are coming back.
Okay. How would you catch a graboid? I'm trying to... it's not focused, but it's perfect. How would you catch a graboid? I was saying that one earlier, but how would you... Without killing it...
Without killing it? Oh, so I would be like on set, right? This wouldn't be like if I'm chilling out in Minnesota, like there's a graboid trying to catch it. I would be like I was there.
Yeah.
In perfection. I don't know. I mean, to me, the original Tremors with going through the canyon seemed like the best route, but then you risk killing it. So I mean, maybe put like a big bag at the end, like a helicopter's hovering.
Yeah. With
a net, and then you catch it, like moving a whale.
Oh. Okay. That would actually work. Now I'm like really trying to logistics that.
Because the helicopter itself should create somewhat of a vibrating noise that would be, I would assume, a little bit attractive.
And you don't even have to do like a big cliff, like at the end. You can just have an area where there's a space,
right? And
then put the net in it and launch it up.
And I can imagine it being like you get like Tyler on like a dirt bike that has like a shit exhaust that's really loud, and he pulls a Chris Pratt Evel Knievel type of deal where he's running through the desert with a graboid chasing him, and then he jumps through the net, but the graboid gets caught by the net.
I kind of hate that you halfway described what happens at the end of Tremors 5. Spoilers, Jamie Kennedy gets on a dirt bike to not, catch a graboid, but everything else that you said... Jesus Christ. You weren't even trying, and he came up with a better idea than they did. But
I have not seen any Tremors...
No, I know you hadn't. Besides the
flashback?
The fourth one, the 1800s.
Yeah, that's where they back in time.
Yes. Without Doc Brown
I
there.
haven't seen anything past that.
Nope. They went back in time without...
Jamie Kennedy was in a Tremors movie.
And you don't have to subject yourself to that. And I always like to clarify this. It's not even that I dislike Jamie Kennedy. I am so... He is... I don't want to say vanilla because vanilla is a great flavor. but so middle of the road. He's the burnt. I'm trying to the opposite
Jonah
of
Hill
Batman.
for me.
What?
Jonah Hill for me.
Yeah, just doesn't.
Doesn't work.
Yeah.
He should never be in like a leading position. Sorry, Jonah Hill, if you're watching.
Yeah, they try to make Jamie Kennedy the torchbearer to Michael Gross, and you're left the entire time wondering why anyone would ever believe such a ridiculous scenario. Yeah, man. But you did. Yeah, dirt bike into a canyon. That's a good, and then grab it with a net. All right. Like I said, this is why I love.
I don't know how so you would flush it to the surface.
Oh, no, that's that's perfect. You just need a piece of noise or whatever, just to get it there, and that's spot on. Like I said, this is why I like having people who don't know on, because you get those really creative answers like that. That's note to self.
Otherwise, I guess if that didn't work, my plan B would be to attempt to catch it like fishing, where you would have a giant hook, like fucking man-sized. And this episode watched, and then you just have to like set the hook and you pull it out.
Sorry, someone was calling me, but I did hear your hook thing. Just grab it.
I don't know enough about graboid anatomy to know if that would kill it or not. So I guess that would not be plan 1. That's plan B for sure.
Again, you have also just now described how they try to catch a graboid in the 6th movie. So you're all on point, Justin. I'm not even joking. Like that, you just hit another one again. So we should hire you to write Tremors movies, because they at least have some.
Obviously not, because all my ideas have been taken.
No, well, okay, it's more so like you're hitting ideas that they're so like, oh, that's already so simple. Like, come on. The guy who doesn't know anything knows that idea better. Come, like, make something cooler. Come on, people. That's where I'm at. You get A+, because you don't know any better. These people knew better.
You win.
You win. You win.
Just spot on guess Tremor 7 at this point.
Shut the fuck up. So, we'll wind it down here. What did you like? What did you dislike? What did you in between on what we're doing here?
I don't think there was anything I disliked per se. Nothing was like sticking out at like I'd never want to see that ever again type of thing. So I don't think that anything was okay. Gun drop, stupid acting and stupid writing does annoy me. Like, first of all, what did he save by dropping the gun? And second, why did it take him so long to get it?
See, I understand why he dropped it, because Twitch was a dumbass, but the getting it is like, oh man. Now one could have crawled under there easily, so just.
Especially after Bert like made like a point to be like, "You dropped my gun."
Yeah, go
like,
get it.
So that would be a dislike, I suppose. What I liked, I like the whole real world capitalist take on the scenario to create a plot like jumping off point that would then allow you to do the character development. I feel I like that. Like it's a believable situation. First of all, because that's one thing I can't stand is movies or TV shows that have like an unbelievable situation. And I watch Doctor Who, so I mean, there's the margin for error in this situation is very minimal. I can believe that there's a spaceship UK out there with a space whale underneath of it, and there's not much I don't believe. But when it's the point that I like, no way, I can't fathom that Sharknado. That's one thing for me. That like, it's like, okay, I see the concept, but no, I can't do it.
Won't even go there.
But yeah, so creating the Tremorverse with a jumping off point. This is just a real world take of how things shook down. I love that, and I love that they can use that as your true north on letting it kind of branch out on its own with the character development.
Sorry, you just say things that I agree with, so I'm just like, oh my gosh. No, I keep getting really excited every time because you're saying what ends up happening. I'm like, oh man, you're gonna be so like satisfied when you actually do watch this. Just be like, what in the fuck kind of a thing? Like, why don't? And you'll probably be like, why don't more people know about this actually? Because it's to have monsters and character development is really huge. It's a big
Right.
They don't really happen. Usually your schlocky B horror, it's just that. But to have the actual meat of people come through is really cool. So I'm glad that that's what you liked, because you're gonna like more of it then. Like that's
Right. No, absolutely.
that's what I'm just like. Oh,
You gotta have something that you have to have gravity to your story that holds people on. As soon as people start flying off into space, they don't come back. So you have to have something that keeps them grounded.
Hey, I finally watched Fast and the Furious 9, and they did a very good job building to how the fuck they got to space.
Well, you know the story behind that, right? The Fast and Furious franchise.
Oh no.
They're all like really big D&D fans. They all play D&D. So you take each movie as a level up scenario.
Oh.
Like apparently Vin Diesel is a huge like D&D player.
I knew he was. I just didn't. I didn't even think about incorporating that.
Yeah, and from what I'm told and what I've read, that there's a lot of like really big fans on their production crew, between the actors and the writers and everything. And you take it as each movie they leveled up from the previous movie, so they have to take it to the next level.
Oh yeah, no, that's why. Yeah, you're actually completely right. That's why people hate, like, oh, it went to space. That's ridiculous. And I sit back and I'm like, you started the first one, and then you watch what happened to the second, and the third, and the fourth, and the fifth, and sixth, and seventh, and eighth. Guys, there's a clear. It's not a wow, up and down. It is a clear dialing that shit all the way up to 11 in a path line there.
Like having tanks, and what do you go from a tank? You go to a submarine. When you go from a submarine, you go to space.
Yep, exactly. I am legit waiting. When Caitlin and I watched it, I joked at the beginning, like, man, if they went back to time, or not actually time traveled, but if they did a prequel, Tremors 4 style, where you found out like there was Fast and Furious guys in World War II doing shit, you're trying to take Hitler's gold or something, I'd believe it. I fucking believe it, man.
You gotta go older than that. You gotta go like.
Well, they have to be cars still, so that's where. Oh, actually, no. So no, the joke. No, oh my god. I was joking this at first, but then as the movie went on, I was like, no way. Fast and Furious with pirates. Faster and furiouser.
More like Leap Extraordinary Gentleman type of era, where Captain Nemo is the first to have like an automobile.
Oh, yeah.
So, like steampunk era, but then you have like just a handful of people with cars, horses and shit out in the middle, and they're like.
That's where street racing came from. That is the origins of street racing. It's a steampunk event.
And you'd have like a Jack the Ripper as the bad guy.
No, Napoleon. Napoleon has to be the bad guy at that point. We have to take him down, man, with familia. Oh, they'd be Spanish too. Or Italian. Ooh, Italian roadsters. Oh my god, there's a whole. See, again, I was joking when we were watching that about time, but then I was like, wait, that one, or that. Son of a bitch! It works.
It could be done.
It could be. Like I said, it's Tremors 4 is my favorite of all the Tremors movies, because it is so fucking out of nowhere, and it succeeds. If you go back and rewatch it, it's got better character, better story. Actually, better effects, because they managed to combine practical and CGI, and this blend is seamless. And Tremors 4 wins for me because you expect you watch Tremors 1 and you know what happens. Tremors 2 came in and subverted your expectations with Shriekers, and Tremors 3, and then the series. You're like, okay, there's no way that they can make something that I didn't expect. Holy, whoa! We're in the past, and I care. Oh my god, I hate period pieces. This is awesome though. Like that's always my like. I hate this when it's just Jane Austen Pride and Prejudice. Like I don't care. You add monsters to it, motherfucker. Let's go. This is good. This shouldn't be, but this is good. And I love it even more because it does something that you like. You've already had the unexpected twice, and then thrice, motherfuckers. Like it's so good.
So, obviously, the next evolution would be Space Tremors. So, the way I vision that, it would be kind of like a passenger scenario where we're like interstellar to another planet, but you'd have, instead of like pre-made like replicator type of food, you'd have to have like gardens and stuff like that, and obviously the graboids would be underneath.
We actually have some place to go before we get to space. Sorry. This is a spoiler, but this is my design for a new creature. It's called a Shrieking Grab Blaster. Imagine if you could combine a graboid, a shrieker, and an ass blaster together. Wait, but how do you combine those things? Well, maybe you'll have to find out. Ooh. We're not to space yet, is what I was saying. Like the space isn't the next one. I know where you're like, oh man, we got nope.
Well, no, that's fine. We're maybe like Tremors 9. They're in space.
Yeah, that's the last episode of the TV season. We go to space. That's the final.
There we go.
Ooh, like I said, Tremor. I've written one where it's Tremors on Mars, like in the year 3000 or whatever, and it's just.
No, I'm thinking Tremors on a spaceship.
Ooh.
They have to be on the ship.
So now we're just making new
Like
graboids.
more like Vision, like Interstellar. At the very end of Interstellar, how they had like the cylinder ship,
yeah,
and they had like baseball fields and stuff. Now imagine there's Tremors, the graboids, are like in the soil, but they're dormant until they get like midway through the journey. And you have holographic Burt Gummer as like a Data type of character that's there for reference, but he can't really do anything, so he's got to be a pure teacher. This is Force Ghost Burt Gummer.
I hate how right you are. No, that's oh man. See, for me, it wouldn't. I don't know how you would do the graboids in soil. Like that's my one. Like on the spaceship
how
too.
Are graboids? How are they reproduction? Are they eggs or are they?
Oh no! See, that's where I was gonna. If you did it where you had shriekers on there instead, because they can physically run around or whatever, and then even ass blasters too. I was just trying to figure out how they'd get through the ship, because I imagine there's metal and stuff. But if it's all soil, I wondered how much soil there would be in the ground of a spaceship like that. That was more my like.
Well, let's say that the spaceship was built with the intention of doing multiple. Crop seasons, because it takes 100 years to get to the next planet. And you
Generation
have to
ship.
grow crops continuously.
Yeah.
So you have to have a deep enough soil for the nutrients to replenish itself, even doing alternating like planting seasons.
Okay. I'm in.
So
I'll buy that.
You have like 20, 30 feet.
I'll buy that. All right.
And then
that was all I needed.
And when they're building it, there's like a baby graboid, egg larvae or whatever, and it takes time. It takes the first 50 years to grow. You don't realize it because the ship's shaking, because you're going through space, so you don't notice the extra tremor until children start getting eaten. You gotta go for a child right away.
Right away. Wow. Holy brutality. Are the boys around? Nope, we're good. Oh, man. Damn. Because they've never eaten a kid in a Tremors movie. I always thought that's a great stakes raise to finally, like, you kill a kid.
This would be cranked up to 11 here.
Oh. Okay.
And then somewhere in, like, the data files, they're, like, going through, and they're, like, looking these up, and they're like cross-referencing photos, and then somewhere along the line, they come across like a pre-recorded like Burt Gummer like consciousness transfer to like a holographic type of person. He comes out, and the timeline would be good because even if Michael Gross is looking a little bit older, this would be like towards the end of the real Burt Gummer's life.
Oh yeah, he uploaded his consciousness or something or another. Yeah.
He dies in the series, though, doesn't he?
Your mom dies in the series. No, Burt Gummer's not dead. No, Burt Gummer
I thought in one of the movies that he had.
Michael Gross won't let him die until he dies himself. So.
Oh well, perfect then. So I'm not stepping on anyone's toes here.
No, you're all good. Spoilers. They tried to kill him in the 7th one, but even Michael's like, no, this is not.
Okay.
You're not doing this. You can't kill me.
That's fine. So my plausible like plot point here would be completely doable.
Huh. No, you're right. Like I said, the AI consciousness. You actually hit something a lot of other people always like joke about or say like, oh yeah, no, Bert would just come back as a holographic Force ghost and teach people about graboids and stuff. Like that's the best. Oh yeah, I'd buy that.
Yeah. I could totally see that.
Oh man. Okay, I think actually my last question. How did you come to Tremors? How did you meet Tremors?
Okay, so that's a story.
Ooh.
I texted you about this. I want you to remind me of the quicksand story.
Oh yeah, quicksand story. Yeah.
So this could be a really great example how some movies like stay with you and they're always like with you, but you don't like know until you like revisit them later in life. So I was like a younger, I don't know, let's say like 7, 8 years old, somewhere in there. And I forget where I was, but one of my parents was watching Tremors, and it was just the very beginning of the very first movie with the car. And, you know, what I don't remember are seeing the tentacles come out. I remember the car getting pulled into the earth. And I always thought it was quicksand. I never thought that, like, because I never, like, watched the rest of the movie. I didn't do anything else. So I've had this, like, fear of quicksand. Like, you think of, like, the Mummy Returns, where there's always, like, quicksand, like, plot points. Like, this is, like, the most terrible thing. You think that you can't even go out in the, like, you can't go outside because there's quicksand. It's going to get
It's everywhere.
Way out of it.
I thought it was going to be a way bigger problem as a kid.
Yeah, it's not. But it was for me. So, like, I see this, like, car getting pulled in. It's like, well, we can't park anywhere off the road. So I was living in a way that was similar to avoiding graboids, but I just thought it was quicksand. So then later in life, watching the actual movies and fully going into it, I see that scene, and it fills in all the gaps. So yeah, that's my initial, like.
So you've associated graboids with quicksand your whole life without even realizing it.
Yeah.
Because they get sunken in, and that is man. Now I'm just thinking of that guy going down in that scene with the car. Or whatever. Oh yeah, it's just quicksand. Come on, man, can't you get out of it? Ah, it's eating me! Oh, boo! Come on, man, just quicksand. Boo!
It's just one of those things that I never like associated. Like my younger self had never associated that there's actually like a big like graboid pulling this thing down into the ground. Yeah. I just thought, man, the car's sinking in quicksand. Obviously, quicksand's dangerous. They can't get out of the car.
It took a car. Don't mess with that stuff.
Okay, well, you know, we can't even park unless it's a parking lot. You know, we don't park on gravel. That's a death sentence.
Oh no! I wonder how much that actually like affected you as you were driving places and stuff. Where you're just like, I gotta make sure. All right, is that a concrete parking lot or is that a dirt parking lot? I'm gonna park on the street. I'm good. I'll walk the extra mile. I won't lose my car to the quicksand.
Yeah, they should really tell people that quicksand isn't that big of a deal.
Nope.
Well, at least for like us.
Nope.
I mean, maybe other places of the world have to worry about it more.
As far as I've seen it, it's always that people debunking quicksand. It really doesn't go as fast as that. No, it does not do what it does in the movies. And there's part of me that wish it did, because that would be fun. Like, I'm trapped now, pull me out.
Like an alternate, like, parallel universe, though. That's the only thing that's different, is quicksand's, like, movie legitimate.
I think there is, because it's called soil liquefaction.
Right.
And like you can get that in those certain areas where there's obviously sand and water. But again, yeah, I'd love to see the alternate universe where that happens. I'd love to go get trapped.
Yeah, so that was my initial Tremors introduction. Then later in life, watching the actual movies. I mean, it was one of those things that, sci-fi used to always have, like, marathons. You just, like, sit there, like, on a rainy Saturday and you just watch, like, one movie after the next movie. And, so, yeah.
It's funny.
They should do that more often.
Yeah, it's funny that you say that, because we're watching Stargate Atlantis, Caitlin and I, and I've got a downloaded copy, playing it on the TV. And it's from Sci-Fi, so it's obviously got the little Sci-Fi logo in the corner, and then how it would pop up the little advertisements for, this is coming up on the weekend or whatever. No joke, I was watching one this morning. What pops up? Watch Tremors 4 Saturday at 9/8 Central. I was like, I will watch it. And I was telling Caitlin too. I actually was like, oh my god, I kind of forgot that I watched Tremors 4 when it aired. It aired on the Sci-Fi channel.
Right.
And I remember when it premiered, and it was like, that! Oh, man, that was huge. I loved that. So, nice, man. Quicksand. Quicksand is how you got introduced to Tremors. So that's where...
Yeah.
Nice. I'm glad we did a Graboid episode then. That's even better, too, to, like, tie it all in.
To me.
It's why I did it, too, because we all know Graboids.
Right.
Shriekers and ass blasters are not your forte. But that's okay. Not yet. We'll make a Tremmy out of you. I'll make a Tremmy out of you. But yeah, that's...
I love if they would do, like, what-if episodes, like, in real life, of just, like, combining different shows like that. Like, what if Mulan had Graboids?
One of my favorites, Ash versus Evil Dead and Graboids. I wrote one of those. That's a really Supernatural and Tremors. Somebody suggested that when I was like, Dean and Sam versus fucking Graboids, Shriekers, and Ass Blast. Damn it, yes, man. That's where when you get watching this, you'll be like, man, there's a whole bunch of. You're gonna start having ideas for things where you're just like, why don't we do that? Why don't we do that? Okay, like there's an idea, because it really it does. This is gonna be a ramp up for you. You're just gonna fucking dig the shit out of it.
Like Gummer in Star Wars, he just goes to a spaceport and starts blasting.
I wouldn't be surprised. Actually,
it's like, no, that's like a such and such.
That was
a bar owner.
I really wish, or I hope, that Dune casts Michael Gross as somebody. The new, like, Denis Villeneuve, whatever, needs to cast Michael Gross as a small cameo in Dune Part 2. Just because, actually, as a Fremen. Oh, man, imagine, that would be, okay. So if you know the people that make Dune, podcast listeners, give them this idea. Michael Gross in Dune Part 2 as some kind of awesome Fremen person who knows about worms. The whole internet will fucking melt down. That would be, See, I say that as a joke, but now I'm like, is it? That would be really good.
It could be done.
Yeah. Because he's like the Duncan Idaho of the Tremors franchise, actually. Everybody's always like, Michael Gross is the Kwisatz Haderach. And if you know Dune in any way, you're like, no, he's not. That can be Kevin Bacon. That's fine. He seems important in the first one, but then we kind of forget about him in the later ones. That's Kevin. Right. Michael Gross is the Duncan Idaho, the immortal guy who's always there to kill the fucking bad guys. Sorry, if you don't know Dune, maybe there's spoilers too, so. Whoops.
Spoilers. No, you're good.
Whoops. Yeah, I'm glad it seems like you enjoyed this. Had a good time watching the episode.
Yeah.
Any closing thoughts? Like I said, I always like to end with the person, with you.
I mean, I think we should look into land outside of, like, the Wall Drug area, like the Badlands.
Ooh.
And create a Tremors attraction that you'd already have natural attendance during the summer months, and you just don't do anything in the winter months. Tremors experience where you go for like a couple days and you get the whole thing.
What the fuck? This is a great idea. Oh man, it's not, you made the wall drug thing, and I'm just like, that's actually a really good comparison for how you would do that.
So yeah, no, that's what I was imagining, like looking at like the backdrop, and like this could totally be South Dakota Badlands.
Damn. That's really good. Oh wow. Damn. That's I know Universal isn't listening, but that's a really. That's a brilliant idea, man. Like now I'm just, because it's cheap. That's why I keep like, yeah, you just build a building, put the stuff inside of it, and then it's just a freaking Jeep. Taking the little tours out, like that's where I'm like, this is so cheap that why aren't you doing this? Why aren't we doing this already? Oh wow. Huh.
I'll let you ponder that one.
Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna do my thank yous here because that's so good, and you can stay till the end if you want to, because you are a part of the thank yous. First person I'd like to thank is Justin Edwards right here, folks. He's really awesome. Justin, do you have anything that you like sponsor or promote yourself? Probably not, but.
No. I mean, if anybody wants to hire me for Thought Generation, we can talk.
Do you have any scripts or anything? Many movies?
I do.
You do?
Several. I'm actually in the process of trying to finish up my community fanfic, which is. It is totally a fan. It gives the fans what they want. I mean, it's.
I'd love to read.
And I feel like fan service on my script is fantastic. And I'm biased, but
if it's well done, who cares?
That's right.
We're the ones that buy it, so fuck off, corporations. Start servicing us. What?
We'll have to meet up.
Yeah, man. So yeah, all right. Hire Justin to write your scripts, folks. Thank you to the Sons and Shadows podcast, Jeff Johnson and Kevin Smith. I love you guys. Thank you for helping for everything and being guests on here. Thank you to Harley Smith too. She's this autistic girl and I love her and she inspires me. Thank you to Kevin Collins. Another great person that's been helping out the Tremor Saga people on Twitter. Baby Fark McGeezax. Get ready for Burt Gummer Day next week, Justin. It was started by this dude. Yeah, no, there's a real thing. And it's April 14th, if you don't know it, for real. But Baby Fark McGeezax started this holiday called Burt Gummer Day, like 7 years ago, and he just started it with gifts by making gifts. Yeah, you celebrate Burt Gummer Day on April 14th.
I do seem to remember that.
Yes, I've been angry about it before because they took it from him. They took it from him, and they won't even credit the guy for it. It's bullshit. Michael Gross doesn't even know who this person is that made a holiday about them. It always makes me so mad, and he wants to know, but like they won't tell him. I'm not angry at all. I promise. I'm very calm about this. Ugh. Thank you to the Stampede team. Steve Wilson, Michelle Wilson, Bob Wilson, Brent Maddock, Glenn Maddock. I actually had Glenn Maddock on an episode. Just like a couple. I
saw that.
I was freaking the fuck out. And Ron Underwood and Nancy Roberts. Thank you guys all for making all of this happen in the first place. Thank you to Jonathan Melville. If you have any, and this, Justin, I would totally say this to you too. This guy, Jonathan Melville, wrote a book called Seeking Perfection. I call it the official guide to Tremors because there's no other guide to Tremors out there. And it's not like it is about Tremors, everything, but you will learn so much about filmmaking. Like filmmaking and TV making in general. Like it's like a $12 book. You can get a copy of it for like $1 or $2 to Kindle it or whatever if you want to be cheap about it. But I cannot recommend this enough for anybody that's in the movie making business or wants to find out about it. Like this is 350 pages of very comprehensive stuff here. Like I'm always surprised. You will learn a shit ton. But yeah, Jonathan Melville, please go buy this book. It's fucking awesome. He's from Scotland, so I like to do him up a little bit every now and then. He's a great guy. And I said the Stampede team too. If you Tucker's Monster and Puppets and People by Steve Wilson. This is actually Tucker's Monster. I really love. I'll show it to you. But it's about this guy who heard that this other dude found a dinosaur or was wanting to find a dinosaur, so they go on a cross-country adventure looking up different cryptids and stuff. That's really more about the guy finding out his delusions of grandeur to find the dinosaur are like misplaced, and that he needs to actually find friends and family. Really, like the character thing. Like I said, there's always these great monsters and stuff, but then the character shit gets brought in. I'm like, that's why I love Stampede and what they do with their stuff. Got some podcasts I gotta thank. There's Crooked Table, Cheap Seat Reviews, the We Have Issues podcast, Two Idiots and a Dog. I almost said Two Dogs and an Idiot. Dumb Industry, the Mads Are Back podcast. Shit, I always gotta make sure I write down more of these. Kind of Funny in Review, Cinema Deconstruction, Everything Sequel. I swear there'll probably be one. Oh, Cultivad and Point and Review podcast. I'm actually going to be on the Point and Review a little later to do Tremors 3. I'm actually really excited for that. Then some regular people. These are all Twitter people I always like to thank. Rodney Kerrigan, Bob Rushy, Alicia Pearson, Metal Rican, Jeff Magalichetti, Helen O'Reilly, Cherry Droodles. Again, if you're on Twitter and you're interacting with the Tremors Saga, just know that we all love you and we all appreciate everything you put in. Thank you to the TikTok Graboid. No joke, if you have TikTok of any kind, Justin, there's a dude on TikTok called the TikTok Graboid that puts just little Tremors mashes together. It's really dumb and funny, and I fucking love it. He's going to be on the show, too.
Okay.
Yeah. And there's actually a Tremors Saga Tremors Saga TikTok now, too. Like a legit one for all this stuff, where you can learn pretty much everything that you want about Tremors all on a TikTok and stuff. It's doing pretty good, actually. It's almost up to 10,000 followers. I'm actually always impressed by that. Like, I know, right?
Very
like,
impressive.
the fuck?
Congratulations.
Yeah, TikTok. Who thought that would be the big platform? Nate Crabtree, he's going to be on an episode later. He's a Burt Gummer cosplayer. He just met Richard Brake up at the Wales Comic Con. I was like, oh, fuck yeah, that's cool. Richard Brake's in Tremors 7, too. So it's not that you need a reason to watch that movie, but if you did, Richard Brake is probably the best damn thing in that. No, he is. Like, it's really like, damn. And then I'm always sad, spoiler, they kill him off. And I'm like, you killed off the best guy that you had besides Michael Gross in the last 3 fucking movies. What is wrong with you people? And they haven't, and it wasn't like they were purposely being mean and killing off other characters. You're just like, you just chose to do that. Fuck you. Boo! Boo! There's I don't know, you might play Call of Duty or not, but there's a Call of Duty mod run by this guy called LoJack, and they literally do a Tremors mod, a whole Tremors tournament or whatever, and I always got to call that out. If you happen to be listening to this, they run that at least twice a month or whatever, I think every Wednesday, but I'm always impressed, just like, Tremors making games. We were talking about game and like merch and stuff, and that's a huge one. They won't make an official game. It pisses me off. And then Octavio San Juan, he's also writing a Tremors book, going to be on here later. Thank you to Gladys Jimenez. Rosalita, she's going to be on an episode. Like, I'll get to interview her soon. I'm actually really excited. Zoran Gavojic. Oh, man. I'll have to send you some great videos of this guy just making fun of Tremors while also giving you every bit of information. I've actually been working with him, and he's a part of this YouTube channel with like 5 million subscribers. And they've done every single Tremors movie. And they just dropped Tremors 7 today. I've actually been really anticipating it. But Zoran Gavojik, you're fucking amazing. And he's going to be on later too. So I'm really excited. Like, holy shit. All of this melding and shit. You're going to be even closer to Kevin Bacon than you realize, Justin. And then I got my last thank you. I got to thank my dad, Pappy. I got to thank my mom, Desiree, and my sister, Lacey. And then these guys, Shonday, Chantrell, Samaje, and Shamar. They really did try to be as quiet as possible. And I got to thank them for doing that and listening through here. You can say hi. And last but not least, thank you, Caitlin Marie Lutt Burzloff. You're the best. You make all of this possible by caring. So, Justin, do you have anyone you would like to thank?
Not off the top of my head.
No, there's nobody special.
I changed that. Thank you for having me.
Damn it! I wasn't fishing for that one, but you're welcome.
Okay, well, that would be first and foremost. I'd like to thank you for having me, as maybe not the most logical person to have on your show. It was a lot of fun.
Nope. That did exactly what I wanted it to do, which is just be perfectly weird and natural the whole way through. Like, that was perfectly logical, man. No. You'll be impressed later.
All right.
Yeah. But yeah, thank you. And yeah. Thank you, Lana. That was what I was trying to say there in the back. Thank you, Lana, for... If you're back there, I love you.
Yeah, don't tell her that I'm doing this instead of work right now.
Oh, never mind. This is work. All those names that I listed, they're going to be listening to this podcast, and they're going to be like, oh, who's that Justin Edwards? Maybe we should hire him in some capacity then.
Yeah, well,
it's spec.
I'm not normally taking off a morning to do a podcast.
Yeah, it's spec work. I'm not going to knock it.
Oh, yeah, why not?
Yeah. So I got nothing else. I would love to leave you with the last word. What do you got for us, Justin?
Hot dog.